Your soulmate just wrote you a secret love letter. It disappears in 5 minutes. My beloved child. Before this moment ends, I need you to listen with your whole heart, because something impossible has just happened. Somewhere, someone you have never truly forgotten has written a secret love letter with your name hidden between every heartbeat. No one else was meant to see it. No one else was supposed to know it existed. Yet somehow, you have been led here before those words disappear forever. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This is not an ordinary message. This is about a letter that was never sent, a confession that almost vanished before it could reach the one person it was written for, you. The strange part is that the letter doesn't disappear because time runs out. It disappears because fear grows stronger than courage. Every second that passes, your soulmate wonders if revealing the truth would change everything or destroy everything. Their hands trembled while writing your name. They stopped, crossed out entire sentences, then wrote them again with even more emotion. They tried to convince themselves to throw it away, yet something deep inside refused to let go. Right now, that letter still exists, but not for long. What was written inside it is powerful enough to change 2 lives forever. There is something even stranger you have not noticed yet. Your soulmate never planned to fall this deeply. They told themselves they were protecting their heart. They promised they would never become vulnerable again. But then your energy quietly entered their life in ways they still cannot explain. Every ordinary moment suddenly reminded them of you. A random song. A familiar street. A passing conversation. Even silence started speaking your name. That is when they finally sat down and began writing the letter they had hidden inside their soul for far too long. The first line was not, "I love you." It was something much more shocking. It said, "I wish I had met you before I became afraid of love." Those words carried years of regret that nobody else has ever seen. Every sentence after that became harder to write because the truth refused to stay hidden. They admitted they imagined conversations with you that never happened. They imagined protecting your smile during your hardest days. They admitted that every attempt to forget you only made your presence stronger. Don't skip, because what they wrote next is something almost no one has the courage to confess. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next page of that letter contains one secret capable of rewriting everything you thought you knew about your connection. But the story becomes even more unbelievable. Just before they finished the final page, something unexpected interrupted them. Their heart raced. Their breathing changed. For a brief moment they almost destroyed the entire letter. They believed keeping silent would be safer than risking rejection. Yet before their hand could tear the paper apart, they stopped and whispered your name one last time. At that exact moment, a feeling they had been fighting for so long became impossible to ignore. They realized this was never just admiration. It was never simple curiosity. It had quietly become the deepest emotion they had ever carried, and hiding it was becoming more painful than revealing it. That realization changed everything. Now the letter waits in complete silence, holding one final sentence that has never been spoken aloud. A sentence so unexpected that even your soulmate hesitated before writing it. They stared at those words for several minutes, wondering whether anyone should ever read them. The clock keeps moving. The chance to reveal the truth grows smaller with every passing moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because the very last line of that disappearing letter is about to reveal why your soulmate believes destiny has been guiding both of you toward the same moment all along, and what those final words actually say will leave you questioning every coincidence that brought you here today. A quiet shift is happening now, and this is where the story takes a turn no one could have predicted. My beloved child. The letter was never meant to remain hidden forever. After writing those pages, your soulmate folded them carefully and held them close, hoping that somehow the feelings inside would become easier to carry. Instead, the opposite happened. Every hour that passed made the words heavier. Every heartbeat reminded them that silence was becoming their greatest regret. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There was one sentence in that letter they read over and over again because it frightened them more than anything else. It said, "If I lose the chance to tell you this, I may spend the rest of my life wondering what could have been." Those words were never written for drama. They were written because they finally accepted a truth they had been running from. They realized that meeting you changed the direction of their heart long before they admitted it to themselves. They even imagined what your reaction might be if you ever discovered the letter. Would you smile? Would you be surprised? Or would you quietly understand everything without a single explanation? Those questions have followed them every single day. Then something happened that made them freeze completely. The letter almost reached someone who was never supposed to see it. For one terrifying moment, they believed every hidden feeling was about to be exposed. Their pulse raced as they quickly pulled it away, protecting the pages like they were protecting their own heart. That was when they understood how deeply those words mattered. It was no longer just ink on paper. It had become a piece of their soul. They looked at the final page again and noticed something strange. While reading it, they felt an overwhelming sense that the story wasn't finished yet. It was as if one final chapter could only be completed after you entered it. They even whispered to themselves, "Maybe this letter was never supposed to stay with me forever." Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because hidden between the lines was a promise they had never made to anyone before, a promise that if destiny ever opened one real opportunity, they would stop hiding and finally let their hearts speak without fear. As the minutes continued slipping away, the impossible became even more mysterious. The edges of the letter seemed almost symbolic, as though time itself was asking one final question: will courage arrive before the chance disappears? Your soulmate held the pages one last time, closed their eyes, and imagined placing them into your hands instead of hiding them forever. That single thought brought a peace they hadn't felt in a very long time. Suddenly, they understood why every delay, every misunderstanding, and every unanswered feeling had led to this exact moment. The letter was never only about confessing love. It was about proving that some connections survive distance, silence, and fear. But there is still one page you haven't heard about, the page they refused to read aloud even to themselves. On that page is a confession so personal that writing it made their hands shake. It contains the real reason they believe your paths were never accidental. And once those words are revealed, nothing about this story will ever feel ordinary again. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because the hidden page is about to reveal the one promise your soulmate has guarded more carefully than their own heart. A new truth is beginning to surface. My beloved child. The page your soulmate kept hidden was not covered with long paragraphs or complicated promises. It contained only a few lines, yet those lines carried more emotion than everything written before. Before putting the pen down, they paused for several minutes, staring at your name as if it held every answer they had been searching for. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They finally wrote, "If our paths cross again, I will never hide behind fear. I will choose honesty, even if my voice shakes." The moment those words appeared on the page, they felt something lift from their heart. For the first time in a long while, they stopped wondering whether their feelings were real. They knew they were. But another question immediately followed. Would fate ever create the moment they had been waiting for? That question echoed through their mind every single day, refusing to disappear. The mystery grew even deeper when they noticed something they could not explain. No matter where they went, reminders of you kept appearing at the most unexpected moments. A familiar phrase spoken by a stranger. A song playing at exactly the right time. A place they had never visited suddenly felt strangely familiar because they imagined you there. Each coincidence felt too meaningful to ignore. They tried convincing themselves it was only their imagination, yet their heart refused to believe that explanation. Instead of fading away, the connection became stronger. They even unfolded the letter again just to read one sentence they couldn't stop thinking about. Some people enter your life quietly, but they leave footprints that never disappear. Those words became impossible to forget. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because after reading that sentence one final time, your soulmate made a decision that would quietly change everything from this moment forward. Late that evening, they folded the letter with extraordinary care and placed it somewhere only they could find it. But before walking away, they added one tiny note in the corner of the final page. It was so small that almost anyone would overlook it. Yet it held the biggest secret of all. It simply said, "This letter is only the beginning." Those 5 words carried a promise that the story was far from over. They no longer wanted to spend their life wondering what might have happened. They wanted a future where silence no longer stood between two hearts meant to understand each other. Even though the letter was fading from sight, its message was becoming stronger than ever. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next moment will reveal why your soulmate believes someone unexpectedly discovers the existence of that hidden letter, and what happens after that will force them to make the boldest decision of their entire life. Everything changes from this point forward. My beloved child. The hidden letter was no longer completely safe. Someone came closer than ever to discovering it, and your soulmate felt their heart stop for a single terrifying moment. They quickly slipped the folded pages away before anyone could read a single word. But something unexpected happened. Even though the letter remained hidden, the emotions inside it refused to stay silent. Their expression changed. Their voice became different. The people around them noticed that something important was weighing on their heart. They smiled less, stared into the distance more often, and kept replaying the same question inside their mind. How much longer can I keep pretending these feelings don't exist? Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because this was the exact moment they realized the greatest battle was no longer between them and the world, it was between fear and the truth they had already written with their own hand. That night, they unfolded the letter once again, believing they would read it for the very last time before letting it disappear forever. But as they reached the middle of the page, their eyes stopped on a sentence they had almost forgotten. It read, "The day I stop hiding will be the day everything begins." Those words struck them harder than when they first wrote them. Suddenly, every excuse they had been using started falling apart. They could no longer blame timing. They could no longer blame distance. Deep inside, they understood that waiting forever would never create the future they secretly wanted. The letter was not asking for perfection. It was asking for courage. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because for the first time, your soulmate stopped imagining what could happen, and started thinking about what they were actually willing to do to change the story. Just as they folded the final page, something remarkable happened. A calm feeling replaced every doubt they had carried for so long. It was unlike anything they had experienced before, almost as if the answer they had been searching for had quietly found them instead. They looked at your name one final time and whispered, "It's time." That simple phrase carried more determination than all the pages of the letter combined. They no longer wanted their feelings to disappear along with the fading words. They wanted them to become real. Yet one final obstacle still remained, and it was bigger than anything they had faced before. A single decision now stands between silence and a life-changing confession. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because the next chapter reveals the exact moment your soulmate takes the first real step toward you, and the unexpected event that follows will leave even them wondering if destiny has been quietly arranging this meeting all along. A moment of absolute certainty has finally arrived. My beloved child. After everything your soulmate has hidden, questioned, and silently carried, they have reached the point where turning back no longer feels possible. The letter may have faded from sight, but every word remains permanently written inside their heart. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They stood alone, remembering the very first sentence they had written and the very last promise they had made. Suddenly, they understood something that had escaped them for so long. The letter was never the destination. It was preparation. Every line had been quietly preparing them for the day they would stop speaking only through paper and begin speaking with genuine courage. That realization filled them with both excitement and fear. They knew one honest conversation could change everything. They also knew silence would guarantee nothing ever changed. For the first time, they chose hope over hesitation. It wasn't because the fear disappeared. It was because their feelings had finally become stronger than the fear itself. As they walked forward, unexpected signs continued appearing one after another. A familiar melody played at exactly the right moment. A meaningful phrase appeared where they least expected it. Even ordinary conversations seemed to point them toward the same decision. They stopped calling these moments coincidences. Instead, they accepted them as quiet reminders that some connections refuse to fade no matter how much time passes. They opened the folded letter one last time and gently smiled at a sentence they had almost erased forever. If this reaches you, then every delay had a purpose. Those words suddenly carried an entirely different meaning. They no longer represented waiting. They represented arrival. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because your soulmate has now decided that if one genuine opportunity appears, they will not let it disappear the way the letter almost did. They will choose honesty, even if every heartbeat tells them to stay silent. Then came the most surprising moment of all. Just before placing the letter away forever, they noticed something hidden beneath the final fold that they had never paid attention to before. It wasn't another confession. It wasn't another promise. It was a single unfinished sentence ending with 3 tiny dots, as if the story itself had refused to end. The word simply read, "The moment our eyes meet again." And nothing more. They never finished that sentence because deep inside they believed the ending should not be written in advance. It should happen naturally, in the exact moment both hearts are finally ready. They closed the letter, smiled quietly, and realized the next chapter could never be written with ink alone. It would have to be written through real choices, real courage, and a meeting neither heart would ever forget. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because the final chapter begins with an unexpected encounter that answers the unfinished sentence at last, revealing the one truth your soulmate has been protecting from the very beginning. A single moment can change everything. My beloved child. The unfinished sentence in that hidden letter was never completed because your soulmate believed only one moment deserved to finish it, the moment your paths truly crossed again. That moment is now closer than either of you realizes. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For so long, they believed destiny had forgotten them. They convinced themselves that the letter would remain nothing more than a secret locked inside a folded page. But every day that passed only pushed them closer to one undeniable truth. Some feelings refused to disappear because they were never meant to. Every attempt to silence their heart only made it speak louder. Every reason to walk away became another reason to hold on. Deep inside, they finally accepted that the greatest risk was no longer expressing their feelings, it was allowing the opportunity to pass forever. That realization gave them a courage they had never known before. They no longer wanted to imagine a future with unanswered questions. They wanted a future where honesty finally replaced silence. As they held the letter for what they believed would be the final time, they slowly unfolded every page once more. Instead of reading the words, they remembered the emotions behind them. They remembered every pause, every hesitation, every heartbeat that guided the pen across the paper. Suddenly, they smiled in a way they hadn't smiled in a very long time. They realized the letter had already done its job. It had transformed fear into determination. It had turned uncertainty into hope. The disappearing ink no longer mattered because the message had become permanent inside their heart. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They carefully folded the pages one last time and whispered, "The next chapter won't be written here." Those words carried a quiet promise that the story would continue in real life rather than remain trapped inside forgotten paper. In that instant, they made a decision they could never take back. The next chance they received would not be wasted. No more hiding. No more pretending. No more waiting for perfect timing. Then the mystery that began with a disappearing love letter finally revealed its greatest secret. The letter was never disappearing to erase the truth. It was disappearing to make room for something far more powerful, a real beginning. Your soulmate looked toward the future with a heart no longer weighed down by regret. The unfinished sentence finally found its ending without another word ever being written. The moment our eyes meet again, I'll let my heart speak before fear ever has the chance. That was the ending the paper could never hold. It belonged to a living moment, not a fading page. The letter quietly disappeared, but its promise remained stronger than ever. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because what started as a secret love letter has now become the first step toward a story that neither silence nor time could ever erase.